Hello guys, this is Paula and I want to welcome you back. I did a video before this one where we did the sunflower book, and I just wanted to show you, it doesn't have anything in it right now, but I just wanted to show you that I ended up adding some raffia and a brown button. And I glued that there. It just looked like it needed something, and I just kind of pondered it, and that's what it ended up being. So for those of you who didn't see the first video, we added the paper inside, added the tie and the fabric inside the binding, which is acorns. Now, I covered this book in sunflower fabric, and then it was so bright, I didn't like it, so I inked the whole thing and calmed it down, and I like it much better. So I'm going to put the book away. The next thing we need to do is paper. So this is going to be paper prep. I don't know, sometimes I just don't know what paper to pick, and I just have to sit and thumb through it all. So hopefully I can hear you from a distance. I know that sounds weird. You guys, I'm sorry, I can't get my hoe cutter in the camera, but if I could, I would. But I'll tell you the measurements as I do them. I know for sure I want this to be either my first page or my center page. It's going to be two signatures, so it's going to be one of my two center pages, the center of my signature. So I'm going to trim off the band, and let's see what's on the other side. The other side of this has green, which is okay because the book has some green on it as well. So this is 12 inches, and we need our paper to be, wait a minute, our book is 7.5 by 4.5. So our paper needs to be, I'm gonna say our paper needs to be 7 inches high and maybe just a hair over 8 inches wide. So, is that right? I might ought to cut a paper that I'm not as crazy about first, and we'll just see. See if I can find one. Here's a piece of cardstock that is just a pretty not Thanksgiving, but fall color. Okay, so we know it needs to be 7 inches high because the book, I'm going to allow 1/4 of an inch on the top and on the bottom. That's how I like to do it, because by the time you add everything, kind of bulks it up pretty good. Okay, so then we've got a 4 inch, an 8 inch is what it should be. So that just seems small in my brain, but this is a small book. It's not very big. So we're doing right now the width, which should be double. Let's see where it comes out. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So the book comes out at 3 3/4. I'm glad I looked at that again. Where did I get 4 1/2 at? Okay, so the book is 4 3/4. I'm going to correct that right now. 3/4. So the pages will need to be 4.5. Okay. Whew, glad I looked at that. Let me measure the top again. I know I measured it right before I turned the camera on. The top is 7, or the height is 7.5. So I did get that correct. I just scored 1 point and got that correct. So we're going to cut our paper 7, which is right. And then we're going to cut this at 8/9. So basically 7 by 9. And I'm writing that down too. Okay. Now, let's not fold them right now. Let's just set them aside. And I'm going to set my scraps to the side too. That way we can get them all cut. And I mean, you guys know how to fold. If we have time, we'll fold them. Okay. There's not really an up or down on this, I don't think. I know that made a lot of sense. So we know the height is 7. And we need to go 9. But I'm thinking I might want to do a fold. No, this was going to be my center. So I'm going to go ahead and do this at 9 because I want it to be the center of my signature because it's just so pretty. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put that there, and I'm going to thumb through here and see. Well, let's go ahead and cut this one first. I know that this is not going to be the center of a signature. This is the paper that we put inside the book after we covered it, or after I covered it, which I was going to do a video on, but it was my very first time to do it, and there's no way I could do it in a video yet. I'll have to make a few, and then I will, because it was pretty difficult for me. Not difficult, but let me see what's on the back of this. That'd be all right. I want to make some of them to, let's see, we need 9, so I'm going to go like this. 9, and then I'll get my little thing here. This is how I do. I just use this to score on my cutting board. Cut it down, or score it right here. And then we'll be able to fold it either this way, which I think we might. Let's go ahead and fold this one this way. I don't usually score my paper because, you know, it's not that big a deal. I still haven't located my bone folder. I know it's probably with my scoreboard, and I'm just too lazy to get up and get it. Or I forget. That's what it really is I forget. Okay. Now, put this over here. And the next thing we're going to cut is, I think I'm going to make this the very front page. It's just cute. And it has green leaves on the back. So I guess we're going to add that extra color of green, because all of my sunflower pictures had green in them. Okay, now we do have to get this the right direction. So we're going to need to do the height. Let me cut it this way. So 7 for the height. And 9. All right. So that's our beginning. That's our center. I just wanted to use this cardstock because there's black in this background, and I just think we need some more black, but it's also got brown. So that's perfect for these colors. And I sometimes do put a solid cardstock in. Not all the time, but let me tell you, this is some hefty cardstock. It's not going anywhere. So let's go ahead, and I'm thinking I might make it be a fold-up pocket. And we'll let the black be the background, and I'll score it right here. I think, no. I need to make that 7. You guys need to scream at me. Say, no, Paula, 7. That we're going to do the height and then fold these up as pockets. I just love doing that. See how easy that is to score? So you don't have to move your cutter. And I'm going to go ahead and fold it. Well, no, let's cut this first. We want it to be 9 inches wide. Okay, now we can fold it. And see, I thought that would look pretty cool. Although that's pretty tall for a pocket. So I think we're going to take about 1.5 inches off of that. That just seems tall to me. 1.25 inches. Let's take 1.25 inches off. Now see, that's better for pockets. Okay. And I just love this wild paper. I've had this for many years. It does mention all of the harvest type. It even has Thanksgiving in here. Well, not Thanksgiving, but thankful. So, but you can be thankful anytime. I love it that it says sweater, foliage, harvest, blessings, fantastic, leaves, autumn, family. Oh, it does say Thanksgiving right there. But that's okay. Thanksgiving is still part of the whole thing. I'm not just making this a Thanksgiving book. I'm just making it a season of fall or autumn. Okay. I'm going to just cut this out. This may end up being my second signature center. I just think it's adorable. It's pretty wild, but I like that it has the buttons. So we want it to be 7 inches tall and 9 inches across. I like that it's leaves that form kind of sunflowers. They're leaf flowers is what they are, but we're going to call them sunflowers. Excuse me. This is the only piece of paper that's not double-sided, but I really liked it. I'm going to trim it here. It's kind of, it didn't tear out of the book. It came out of a book, but I wanted some more browns, and I liked it. So, excuse me, I'm just getting all choked up. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the height, which is 7. Pardon me, I'm going to take a drink. And see if that doesn't help. I've been busy, so I haven't really been paying attention to drinking anything. Okay, and so we need 9. But I'm thinking that we're going to fold this one, the print, back on the white side. So, get my little contraption here. And when you do use one-sided paper, you don't want to score as hard as you would on double-sided, because you can easily tear your paper. So I'm going to fold it this way so it will add some color to that blank page. I really don't know how many pages I'm putting in this book, but I'm fixing to put the last one. I like this paper. There are some colors in here that I wish weren't, but I like it. But this is really why I'm using this paper. I just like these. I know it's a border paper, but I like it. So it's going in the book. This is going to be a 2-signature book, and I'm going to try not to overload it because it really makes a difference on how your book closes and so forth. And I just, you know, when you get them overstuffed, they don't, they're harder to bind, but you want it to lay flat as possible so you can journal in it. When you get them really overstuffed, I think that makes it harder. I really like this linen paper, but this is sunflowers with yellow birds or canaries, but it says tea lovers. I guess there's tea in the fall, huh? Has a linen background. We'll just go ahead and cut it, and then we'll see. We'll see what we decide to do. I might use it as another pocket. The thing is I'd have to use this as the background. Let me go ahead and cut the width first. And that way it might cover up some of the whole pocket thing. I'm going to take 1.25 inches off of here. Okay, now we're going to score it. Going to get it to number 7. Where is, oh, I tell you what, I throw that score tool down and I don't even pay attention. And then I'm hunting for it all over my desk or my table, whatever you want to call it. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold that up so that it can be a pocket. All right, so we have 2 pockets. Let's see. We're not done yet. We still have to do, I think I'm going to set the cardstock to the side. I personally think the cardstock does set the album, see, you're going to hear me say album a lot because that's what I was used to prior to doing journals. So this, I'm going to put a ledger sheet in one signature and a grid paper in the second signature. That way we're not overloaded, but we still have a variety of stuff to use. This particular grid paper also has striped lines on the other side, which is nice. Okay, so that's the 9. Let me do the 7. My sister's going to see this book and she's going to want it. One of her very favorite things is sunflowers. Okay, now, if I have the right color and it calls for it, I do like to use colored school paper or note paper. By the time I ink it up, it won't be this bright because I don't like bright in the junk journals. I just think it looks better when it's not so bright. That's why if I have paper or fabric or anything, it's, you know, how I do it. I'm going to put one of the pages orange and one of the pages yellow. That way there's a variety. You know, I think we get so wrapped up in Christmas every year that we have a tendency not to remember the things we're thankful for and all the fall activities, you know, going to the pumpkin patch and just raking leaves and, you know, all that it entails. But I know it's real easy to get wrapped up in all the things that we do like that, and then it's like, but you know, those things in our family are a big deal. I did an album last year. I always try to set my garden up in the front of the house. I have a little bench, and I always try to set that up to put pumpkins and mums and so forth, because I want my grandchildren's pictures. And I have to, you know, as they get older, I have to make excuses to get their pictures. And I will. I don't mind doing that as long as I can get their pictures. So last year, instead of having them wear fall colors, last year my son has a t-shirt shop. Well, it's like a big shirt shop, not just t-shirts. But he did some shirts for me. I told him I wanted him to do them all orange. I was going to have him do a multicolored because, you know, kids get at that phase where they don't want to have the same shirt on. But they didn't say anything, so I just let it be. But anyway, so I thought I cut that off the wrong length. One of them got cut off the wrong. Nope, they're both right. Losing my mind, just ignore me. Now, I looked through tons of floral books, and I found this perennial book, and I never found a true sunflower. They keep saying the ones that look like sunflowers are in the daisy family, but we're using them because anytime I see that, I think that's not a daisy, that's a sunflower. But now, you know, a sunflower is big, and it's got, and then it drops the seeds. We had a neighbor who planted them in their front yard this year. Never done that before, and it was kind of interesting. But to each their own. And we didn't, you know, it was okay. It was an older couple up the street. I think he just wanted to make his self birdseed, because then he hung bags over it and over the flower itself and collected the seeds. You know, we do a lot of things different whenever we get older. What can I say? But anyway, they're gone now. I mean, I don't guess they're a perennial, but they're going to be a perennial in our book. Not really. It doesn't matter. I have to decide. I want this top has more. So I think I'm going to do it like this. All right. I just thought those were pretty. And I think rather than putting these in the book, I think I'm going to make tags out of those. And that'd be fun. You know, because that'll look cute on a tag. we've done the paper. We're also going to put this envelope in because I didn't really have any real true yellow, but you know, this is in the fall colors. And so I'm going to score it real quick. And let me get my score tool. I'm going to try to find a card for the other side for the second signature. I think I'm going to do 4.5. Let's see how long it is. That would help. It's 9, so I'm going to do 4.5. That'll be as even as you can get. Score that. Okay. Let's see what else I've got in here. I have poetry, children's poetry about autumn. So I thought that looked fun. So we're going to put that in. The book. Although this orange stripe, oh, there it is. It says fall right there. Okay. I don't want to cut it that much, but I may have to do like this. And then cut this orange stripe off after all. I didn't want to, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Okay. I just wanted to keep as much of the picture of the wind blowing. Whoops. I'm gonna lose some of it on the bottom, it looks like. That's aggravating. Okay, there's that. And we have a couple beautiful autumn pictures. So I'm thinking out loud here. I think because we're doing sunflowers, we're going to use that one, the yellow one, and save the other one for the next book. Okay. Wait a minute. I want to make sure the tree, most of the tree is in there. Let me trim just a little bit off this raw edge because it's kind of shaggy and I don't want it to tear. Okay. So 7 tall. That way we can cut off this portion over here and save this beautiful tree. Okay, and then we'll cut some of the ground off and take it to 9 inches. And we still get to keep the beautiful tree. Okay, now I am going to do, I have a lot of small, I have some small, these are all leaves though, I think. They're not double-sided, but I like some of the colors that we might use in the other book. But here some, I just felt like we needed to have a little bit more leaf in this book, so I thought we'd do one of these. So I'm thinking we do the mix one. The mix colors right there. And we should be close to having an even amount of pages. I haven't got the coffee stained pages out yet, but I will. Let's see. And I'll put those in. You guys know what those look like. Okay, so let's just count and see what we've got here. I'm going to set my trimmer down. Okay, we'll just fold them and get them in some kind of order. Let's see. Now this thing wants to roll everywhere. So let's just start with this. I know it says perennials on there, but that's all right. That's what they are. So, but you can't do a sunflower book and not have something that looks like sunflowers. That's vintage, or at least that's how I feel. Here's the music sheet. I love the look of music sheets in books. Trying to decide which direction. I'll score these down better whenever I, can you guys see me? I'm gonna move up a little bit. It's like I have a tendency to crawl down the table. And then I happen to remember. This is a cute little paper and it's pretty heavy. I can get that separated. Okay, I'm going to put the cardstock right here. That's an extra. This is going to be the center of the second signature. So we want to fold it this direction. I'll use my bone folder later on that. So this is the center. And I'm trying to remember, this is going to be the other center, and then the rest of them, this is the other center. Okay. I just like to make sure I get them folded correctly, because before you know it, you're going in the wrong direction. Now the rest of these can just be folded. This is going to be the front of the book. Front of the first signature. And I wanted to put this pocket behind it, so we'll do the pocket this way. This is really going to need a bone folder because it's thick cardstock. I don't generally use super thick. I try not to because it's but I've tried the thin before and it bombed, so I'd have had to end up taking a book all the way apart because it just, the paper couldn't even withstand the needle going through it, so I wasn't going to take a chance. Okay, so we're going to put this one inside this one, and we'll fill stuff in between them also at some point. And this would be the front of the second signature, and we have this side pocket one. And so I'm thinking how I want this to work. I think I want it to be like this. No. Give me a second. Yeah, I want it to be like this. I like the acorns because I just like the looks of it better. Okay, we're going to put this in the first signature also. Right there is fine for now. And then, because I don't have another brown, I'm going to have to figure something out here. Oh, we've got this too. And we've got the orange. Let's fold it. And if we have to get more out, we can. I've got more. Okay, so we've got the solid color there. So let's put a solid color here. And then we'll put this print, and then we'll do this, which I'm going to fold this one in this time because I like the outside of it. And I'll do it like this so it ends up being in the back. And then we have this one, which we decided was going to be a pocket. Do we want it to be? I want it to be this type of pocket because I like the linen the best. It just makes me think of, you know, similar to burlap. Okay. Now, we got our centers here. This is going to be the center of the second signature. This is going to be the center of the first signature. So, signature 1, signature 2. And then, let's go in and put our ledger sheets and so forth in. Let's do a ledger sheet right after this second or third page paper. Sorry guys, I have it. I keep wanting to pull the paper toward me. Okay, 1, 2, 3 after this one. Okay, now let's put our beautiful fall picture. Let's put it toward the front. Let's put it right here because I want it to make a statement. And we'll put the wind picture in the same place over here. Okay, and we have orange and we have yellow. So I think we'll do yellow here because we have yellow in those flowers and orange in the second signature. Okay, let me see. I cut the top off, so this must be the... All right, so let's see where we want to put it. We want to put it toward the front somewhere because then it will end right here. This is fine. It looks really bright right now, but we will calm it down. So it's going to be it's going to be the fourth item. So it's going to go in between this this orange and this orange. I don't know that I like that. So we're going to put music there instead. It doesn't matter if they're identical. I just always try to do it because it keeps me in order. So what I'll do is I'll just change this out too to music. And probably will look better up against that brown anyway. Now let's see what we can do with the yellow. Nope. Yeah, we could put the yellow right here up against the brown. That's not too bad. So that's going to be page 3. And that still puts it by the orange. So let's do this. Let's do the perennials first. I'm trying to decide which side I want up. I guess we'll do it the correct way, because eventually the person will be able to see it anyway. So I just stuck that one as the third page. And again, these will probably get changed around at some point. I know me too well. Okay, so we need to find a place to put this orange paper. We'll just put it right back here by this, between this pocket and the center. And we'll do the same thing with the yellow. There. Now, signature 1, signature 2. I'm going to go ahead and put, I think we got everything. I was going to put some craft paper in there because it just feels like it needs to be. So let's do the envelope now. I'm just going to score it and close it. And you know, I might get another one of these, or I might get a craft large envelope. I think I'm going to do that because, or a brown bag. I want it to be different in each signature. So I don't think I'm going to put the craft paper in here because by the time I put my my tea paper, stained paper, and my envelopes and so forth, I think it's really going to be loaded down, if you know what I mean. So I'll have to count and see because I don't want to have more. I want to have enough to give you at least, you know, 40 pages each side. So probably what I'll do is put 20 in each signature, because after that it just starts getting crazy. And see, like right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 by the time I add. So we'll have room for this craft paper, and I may end up adding some more. We'll just have to see. Let me cut this real fast, and then I'll let you guys go because I know you have better things to do than just hang around with me cutting paper. But I just thought I was going to do it, and it would be fun to be able to talk with you. And